Masculinity isn't toxic. It's hijacked. They told you masculinity is toxic, that your strength is dangerous, that your instincts should be suppressed, medicated, and apologized for. But what if everything you've been taught about being a man was carefully, surgically engineered to make you weaker, to make you second-guess your own power, to make you ashamed of the very traits that built every great civilization in history? They didn't just criticize you. They hijacked your story. They took the warrior and twisted him into a thug. They took the king and painted him as a tyrant. They reduced the craftsman to a disposable cog, and they made the sage into a punchline nobody listens to. This was not evolution. It was a campaign, a strategic dismantling of everything that makes men powerful, focused, and free. Everywhere you look, the pattern is the same. Commercials show fathers as buffoons, incapable of tying a shoe without a woman's help. Schools punish boys simply for being boys, full of energy, competitiveness, drive. Hollywood buries the masculine hero under layers of mockery, weakness, and ridicule until nothing remains but caricature. You are not imagining it. You are not paranoid. You are the target. And the assault goes deeper than just media stereotypes. In 2010, a major pharmaceutical company was fined $3 billion for illegally marketing antidepressants to men. But it wasn't just shady marketing. Their internal documents revealed a chilling strategy. They redefined normal male behavior as mental illness. Ambition was suddenly labeled as obsession. Protective instincts were twisted into control issues. Healthy sexual drive was rebranded as toxic aggression. And millions of men, normal, healthy, strong men, were convinced that something was wrong with them. They were convinced they needed pills to fix themselves. It didn't stop there. In the education system, boys have been methodically punished into submission. Studies show that boys are punished 4 times more often than girls for the same behaviors. Behaviors that used to be signs of future leaders, warriors, explorers. Competitiveness, assertiveness, independence, traits once celebrated, have been reclassified as disorders. Diagnoses of ADHD among boys have skyrocketed 700% over the last 2 decades. Coincidence or design? The message was loud and clear. Your instincts are a disease. Your energy is a problem. Your drive needs to be medicated. Meanwhile, the media campaign waged a more open war. Masculine characters in movies and TV were systematically reprogrammed. The strong, steady hero was replaced with the clumsy fool. The wise king became the corrupt tyrant. The brave protector became the violent abuser. Masculinity was no longer something noble. It was something dangerous, something to be erased. And the propaganda worked. Today, male suicide rates have increased by 60% since 2000. 93% of workplace fatalities are men. Only 40% of college graduates are male. 85% of the homeless population is male. 1 out of every 3 children grows up without a father in the home. These numbers are not accidents. They are the fallout of a society that systematically taught boys that their instincts were wrong, that their strength was a threat, that their very existence needed to be apologized for. But here's what they don't want you to remember. Strong men create strong families. Strong families create strong communities. Strong communities create strong civilizations. Every great society throughout history understood this. They honored the masculine virtues: strength, courage, resilience, mastery, leadership. The architects of Western civilization didn't fear masculinity. They relied on it. The builders of empires didn't apologize for their strength. They wielded it with responsibility and purpose. In 480 BC, 300 Spartans stood against a Persian army of millions at Thermopylae. They didn't hold that line because they were toxic. They didn't sacrifice their lives because they were oppressors. They did it because they understood duty, honor, brotherhood. Civilization itself hung by a thread, and they chose to be that thread. Today, those same men would be labeled violent extremists. Today, courage like that is pathologized as aggression. Fast forward to 1944, the beaches of Normandy. Young men charging into fortified machine gun nests, not for conquest, but for liberation. They weren't warmongers. They were protectors. Today, society would call that same bravery toxic aggression. See the pattern. Every act of masculine strength that once saved the world is now twisted into a pathology. Strength itself has been made suspect. But the truth is simple. This war on masculinity isn't about creating equality. It's about creating control. Weak men are easy to dominate. Weak men don't protect their communities. Weak men don't build new empires. Weak men don't rebel against tyranny. Weak men obey. That's the goal. Not harmony, not fairness. Submission. Here's the good news. Biology doesn't surrender that easily. Thousands of years of hardwired instinct can't be erased with a few decades of shaming. That fire inside you, that hunger to build, to protect, to conquer, to provide, it's still there. It's in your blood, it's in your bones, it's waiting. All you have to do is remember. Think back to your boyhood, before the lectures, before the guilt, before the shame. Remember how unstoppable you felt, how nothing seemed out of reach. That wasn't immaturity, that wasn't foolishness. That was your true nature, before they tried to bury it. The ancient Greeks had a word for it. Arete, the pursuit of excellence in everything. The Romans called it virtus, manly strength and courage. The samurai lived by Bushido, the way of the warrior, the honor code that demanded discipline, courage, and loyalty. Every great civilization understood that masculinity, when properly channeled, wasn't something to be feared. It was the bedrock of everything worth preserving. Real masculinity isn't about domination, it's about mastery. First, mastery of yourself. The strongest man isn't the one who controls others. It's the one who controls himself, his emotions, his desires, his fears, his impulses. They don't teach you that anymore, because a man who masters himself can't be controlled by anyone else. They twisted masculinity into a caricature. They made confidence look like arrogance. They made assertiveness look like violence. They made protectiveness look like oppression. And then they told you that was masculinity. They lied. Real masculinity is about responsibility, duty, sacrifice, protection, leadership. It's about standing when others kneel, speaking when others stay silent, building when others tear down, holding the line when others run. They want you to think masculinity is about flexing in the mirror. It's not. Real strength is the father who works 3 jobs without complaint, the soldier who guards his post in the freezing dark, the man who stays loyal when no one would know if he didn't. Quiet, steady, unbreakable. This is why they fear masculine men, because real men don't apologize for who they are. Real men don't back down when shamed. Real men change the world. So how do we reclaim it? First, stop apologizing for being a man. Full stop. Your strength is not a problem. Your drive is not a disease. Your instincts are not toxic. They are sacred. Second, reconnect with the old ways. Revive the warrior spirit, not as a brute, but as a protector. Revive the king, not as a tyrant, but as a wise, just leader. Revive the craftsman, not as a drone, but as a creator of lasting value. Revive the sage, not as an ivory tower elitist, but as a dispenser of hard-earned wisdom. Third, rebuild Brotherhood. Find other men who want to grow, to strengthen, to lead. Challenge each other, sharpen each other, support each other. Real Brotherhood is a furnace that forges better men. Fourth, reclaim your purpose. A man without a mission is a bomb waiting to go off. Find a cause worth bleeding for, a dream worth chasing, a family worth protecting. Fifth, hold yourself and your brothers accountable. No victimhood, no excuses, no blame games. Stand tall, take the hits, grow stronger. How does it look in real life? Start with your body. They want you soft and slow. Fight back, train, push iron, break your limits. Strong bodies forge strong minds. This is why warriors trained before they ruled. Master your mind, study philosophy, study strategy, study history. Learn how to think, not what to think. An independent mind is the most dangerous weapon a man can wield. Develop real, tangible skills. Carpentry, engineering, survival, strategy, public speaking. Become the man who can fix what breaks. Seek mentors, not broken, bitter men. Find the ones who still have fire in their eyes. Learn from them. Build a brotherhood that demands your best. No more empty friendships. No more passive-aggressive backstabbing. Surround yourself with men who sharpen you like steel. Most important, find your mission. Without a mission, you are drifting, and a drifting man is prey. They will mock you. They will shame you. They will label you dangerous. Good. They mocked every great man who ever lived. You're in excellent company. The world doesn't need fewer men. It needs better men, stronger men. Men who remember that true masculinity builds, leads, protects. They want you soft, stay strong. They want you silent, speak loudly. They want you ashamed, stand proud. Subscribe if you refuse to apologize for being a man. Like this if you're tired of the lies. Share it before the algorithm buries it. The world doesn't change by asking permission. It changes when men remember who they are. And brother, it's time to remember.